Hello again from the shack in the back. If it seems like you have an optical thing where me and Seth are sitting too close together, fear not. It's nothing weird like that. We know it's Adam and Eve and not Adam and Steve. We already know that. We have a surprise tonight, though, because we thought we would introduce the people that make us the men that we are today, that make us better people.
Come on in.
Mom, no, I'm sorry. No, it's my wife, Robin.
And my wife, Kim.
Kim, okay.
Yeah. So we wanted to...
Surprise! See, you thought ugly people. You thought I could never get a hot woman. You guys thought there's no way. He's single. He has to be. You were wrong. Tell him, Robin, you married me. Tell him.
Yes, I did. Yep.
Very good.
Reluctantly.
Yes, she did.
Reluctantly.
Not at shotgun point either. Tell him, Robin.
It was for real.
It was for real.
Even though I was
And
late,
you could
yes.
see. You could see.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so we
Well,
wanted to
it's
bring...
not blind.
So we wanted to bring them in and have the video with them. And what we wanted to talk about was, in this generation, it seems like society is trying to blur the lines of like men and women. And, I look at our relationships and we hang out a lot, and it's fun to hang out with people that are like, I don't know, they're just normal. That girls are girls, and then guys can be guys, and then it just works together. And so the way we wanted to start it out with is to throw a little bit of differences of our relationships and who's who and which one has weird quirks and which one doesn't. And we all have weird quirks, but
You sure you want to go down that road?
yeah,
Okay.
we'll go down that road.
All right.
I ain't scared. All right, Robin, you're up.
Yeah.
Differences.
Differences.
Between me and her?
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
I have more hair than Danny
Yeah.
on top of my head.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Go on.
It hasn't turned gray yet.
It's all natural.
All
Well,
natural.
there's a reason mine's gray, but go ahead.
It was your choice with the girls.
Right.
It's probably I think better hygiene. I probably smell better because the essential oils. I do hear that.
Yeah, it's the oils.
I
Yeah.
concur.
I try to be patient. It's hard. It's very hard. And not just like with husband and wife, but probably work.
So who's the go-to at work? Is it Danny or Robin if there's an issue?
A problem?
Problem?
Like, yeah.
Probably Robin can smooth things out a
Smooth
lot
it?
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's something on fire, I could probably get it put out. But if it's a customer that's irate,
It's her.
I say a
She's
really
the
quick
one.
prayer
Yeah.
to God to give me wisdom and strength.
Yeah.
I do a lot of praying. Lots of praying.
I do a lot of dumping them on her too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go talk to her.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, without God, I would not be able to do it. So I'd have to say, in that respect, I think it only took a couple years, 30-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
31 here soon. But who's
31,
counting?
Yeah, in July.
Doesn't seem
yes.
like 50.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
Danny is probably the funny one. I'd probably say he's the funny one. He tries to, sometimes he might criticize and use your disabilities against you, but he tries.
What are you saying? I'm a comedic opportunist. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's very encourageable on your negativity, on anything that's your weaknesses, maybe,
Right.
and laughs about it.
And Robin always ends up saying something real funny, though, that makes everybody laugh. It's a different kind of funny, I think.
It's the words that probably nobody else could probably use.
Yeah.
I say it, they get mad. She says it, it's
It's
hilarious.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually how it
It's
goes.
probably because those oils she's wearing.
Yeah.
Could be.
Joy.
Joy.
Yeah, a lot of joy. Yeah.
Is that it?
What do you think? Anything?
Yeah.
My driving record's better than yours.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I guess I have to digress on. Yes, her driving record. I don't think she's ever had a ticket, but I think that maybe she's batted her eyes at the cop, or maybe she sweet talked her way out of it. Officer, did I do something wrong? You know, that kind of deals. I don't know for sure. But my guess is that would she use her charm? Yes, I believe she would.
She'd go there.
Yeah, she would go there.
Well, you got to use the gifts that God gave you.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
That's it.
You use the gifts. God gave you gifts for a certain reason. Yeah.
This is true.
You could use them with your husband once in a while too.
Yes. Well, you know, he tells you where to use them, not where to use them.
All right.
All right. And then, Kim, do you want to go second? What's the differences that you've noticed?
Well,
there's a lot. They have lists over here.
Yeah, they got
Just so
4
you
pages.
know.
They're just scratching like 4 or 5 things off, but there's, you know, they got a clipboard out. Well, there's this.
They go, I can't think of anything, and then while everybody's talking, you know.
Yeah.
I just scratched some things off because she said a lot of the same things I thought of.
Okay.
Okay. So we're definitely more emotional, I would say. We connect more to feelings, and like we're more worried about other people's feelings and the way that you might say something that might, I don't know, be different to somebody. For sure.
Yeah. I concur.
I said that guys are more risk takers. Like I know that they say like the risk taking people in cars or whatever. They say that guys are more like likely to get in a wreck or like to get a speeding ticket or something. Even though I probably have more speeding tickets than anybody in here. But
both are bad.
We're both pretty not good at that. I haven't. Never mind.
Don't change yourself.
I would say guys are a little less organized.
We're talking about me, Kim. Let's not like throw a blanket over everybody here. We're just talking about us.
I'm just saying, like, as a rule, like, you don't really, like, plan things. You just go with the flow better than I do.
Yeah.
I, like, gotta know what I gotta do.
Right.
Okay.
Which is good.
You
I
don't
mean,
think
that comes in handy sometimes, though, too. Because I like going and doing stuff, you know, not planning it. And then you're very good at planning stuff and getting, like, hotels and nice little lodges ready. You're, like, you have a lot of talents there.
Or thinking of fun things to do. I'd say that girls are more wordy sometimes, but maybe not. Between me and Seth, yeah.
Yeah, you and me.
A little more wordy, but I don't know, maybe not. Girls are talkers, I would say. I don't know. I know Dad sometimes would get annoyed if there's a talker.
This is
Maybe.
interesting. Yeah, so like when you get home from work or whatever, they want to talk about your day and stuff. Does that happen to you?
It's
they work
happened.
together.
They work together, yeah.
Yeah, so she knows pretty
So
much
she
how
knows
much.
everything.
Back in the day, though, oh yeah.
Wanted to
What'd you
talk.
do today?
Yeah.
Nothing I want to talk about.
Yeah, like it's over. Let's just
Yeah.
leave it there.
Yeah.
That is interesting. That does seem across all kind of lines there. One thing that's different about me and her is like she's real funny. She changes just popped in my head. Changes her mind all the time. We will like be driving and like say like we have a route that we're gonna go and she's like, okay, take this street right here real quick. So I'll be taking that street. She's like, or you know, if you stayed straight, we could have gone this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. So like that must be her planning, and that drives me nuts sometimes. But
I never know if
I
he
think
wants
you
to
get that
be
from
that way.
Grandma.
yeah, she changes her mind like in a split second.
When we would go after tires, we would always go a different route. And she was always, Grandma's always had these
Shortcuts.
Shortcuts.
Yeah.
You get that from Grandma. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like
20 minutes longer, but a shortcut.
Right.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
It's not
farm.
shorter.
It's a field, or there's something, a
Right.
pretty house. Oh, you got to see this house. But I think you must get that naturally from Grandma, because she was always like that. Even when the girls were little, it's like, oh, I think the girls would like this way. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have their little electronics back in the day. They would look out the window and
Right.
they would see a pretty house or a farm or something. So
Yeah.
I think just want a different atmosphere, maybe, or a different.
Just enjoying life a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I would say that too. She, in my life, she's able to enjoy the moment a little bit better than I am. It seems like my mind is always somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Worried about something else. And Kim helps me kind of like bring it back. into like, all right, dude, just focus right now. Focus, like, you know what I'm saying, what you got going on at this moment. And I think that's probably why they like to talk, you know, about your day, because they want to enjoy that moment with you right now, which, guys, we have a tendency to have our consciousness, you know what I'm saying?
Squirrel.
Yeah, not really there in that moment. We're just kind of like, we're daydreaming somewhere else, or looking at a TV screen or something, you know.
Why are you
Look a dog.
Yeah.
Why aren't you paying attention to me? You're not even listening to me.
Yeah, and I think we have that problem. But despite all of our differences, and there are a lot, we just threw a few at you. There's definitely like some butting over the head, and I would say, I don't know, when you look at it like that, when the way the world looks at it, guys and girls, they really, the fact that God wanted them to be together and stay together, it always kind of made me laugh a little bit. Kind of like, that was a little bit of a joke you played on us there. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you do that? But the more you like live with them, and if you're humble enough, I think, to like on both ends to see like how you work together, and as long as God is the most important thing in both of your relationships, dude, he does crazy things with couples, guys and girls, you know what I'm saying? To the point where even Ephesians says, Ephesians 5 verse 9 through 11, it says, whoa, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Ephesians 5 verse 28, it says, so ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loves his wife loves himself. And so really it's like God had placed them into our lives to almost get us out of that like dream world that we always get caught up in, like, you know, not here at this moment. Kind of like pulls you back into reality a little bit. You have your wife there to always kind of ground you a little bit. Even though it drives us nuts, we drive each other nuts. I think God had a plan, and what you were saying, what were you saying about has to be God, has to be a part of your life.
God has to be first.
Yeah.
It sometimes it just takes you longer to figure that out, because we get, in our beginning years, we were probably selfish, and we wanted to enjoy the worldly things more.
Yeah.
And you have other friends that aren't Christians. It doesn't make them bad people. It's just they're not putting us closer together as a couple. It was kind of leading us apart.
Yeah. We had some friends that some of them wanted to,
We love them.
the guys are going to go do this tonight and the girls go do that. Or,
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it made it, we struggled with our relationships early there.
In the moment, we didn't think that. And
No.
we really didn't. It
But
was just like,
we grew up in the church, but we just got kind of pulled away and got sucked into the worldly stuff, running around doing other stuff. And
all good people. I mean, it was all, it was we had good, their kid was the same age as our kids. It was just different. Looking back,
I don't know how to change it. I mean,
I don't think I would change
made
anything.
us the people we are today.
But now you recognize that, you know, it's like, okay, what did we learn from that?
Yeah.
What should have we done that we could help another couple? Because there'll be other couples, you know, and to hang out with more people, even if they're Christians, but if you put God first, things should follow suit.
Yeah.
I really do think so.
I mean, think of all the things that we've accomplished once we, you know, start putting God first in our relationships too, you know. I mean, I don't think I've ever really actually knew it was possible to love somebody as much as I love Kim. And
That's a good answer.
Yeah, probably you guys.
Oh, that's so nice.
You know, but it all comes from, like, we have kind of like the same mission, you know what I'm saying? And when you have the same mission, it's kind of like you can get past like changing your mind 100 times, even though like it frustrates you, or like things that I do that frustrate her.
You did so good.
Or things that frustrate you guys, or whatever you got going on. But you know, you can always look back to your wife, or she should be able to look back to her husband and say, listen, like, I know when the chips are down, everybody struggles, everybody makes mistakes, but I know where their heart is. You know what I'm saying? They love God, and therefore they're going to do their best to love me the way God has asked them to. And I think that's the game changer, you know? And then that weird, like, differences that becomes like harmony.
Mm-hmm.
You know, only then does it kind of harmonize with one another, because, you know, you need a father to be that guy that teaches his son or daughter how to be tough, you know, and then, but you need that other side to also remind him that, hey, you need to be gentle and loving as well. You see what I'm saying? And you got like two amazing powerhouses there with God's Spirit in both of them, you know, if you're humble enough to work together as a unit. And it's just something Steve and Steve can't bring to the table. You see what I'm saying? It has to be Adam and Eve. It has to be guy and girl, because they're two different sides of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
And they bring the whole circle to the table.
Right.
We're both humans, but we got different things, don't we, Seth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got different strengths. Like you said, gifts. We got different things that like make us who we are. And I mean, it takes a humble person.
Women are curvy.
Yeah, curvy.
And they smell nice.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't want to get into the difference in organs or anything, but we're compatible in our own ways to be able to reproduce. How about that? Where are you bailing? That was enough of that.
She's letting the dogs out.
Mom and Dad's talking about it. Get out of here.
Okay. No, but we just kind of wanted to end it there, and maybe even if you had anything else to add, but we just wanted to focus in on, guys, it's not just because we're different, guys and girls, and sometimes we get on each other's nerves a little bit. If we look into the scriptures and see the way God has wanted man and woman to be, he wants them to be together as one unit. And he is not an idiot. He knows they are two totally different hemispheres. You know, there's a reason they say, you know, guys are from Mars, girls are from Venus. You know, there's a reason that is said. I mean, they're completely different, you know, different planets.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right. And so, but the only way it works, guys, is with God. And if you remember in the Garden of Eden, there was man, there was woman, and there was who? There was God. And as soon as that relationship with God faltered, how did Adam and Eve do?
Not so good.
They had some troubles, you know, they had some troubles. And then their kids had some troubles. And then their kids had some troubles. And it just kind of started this cycle of, you know, where we are today. But we got to get back to the way God created things. It's man and woman.
I think his relationships too, like I was telling you, I seen that one podcast, the way they're talking, and Robin's, you've seen that 1 and 1 equals 3. And it's not, the way I heard it described was as a cord. If it's just one cord, one strand, it's only so strong. If it's 2 cords, so you and your wife, that's stronger. You know, your double strength. That third cord has got to be mixed in there to make it super strong. Is God. So you need to keep God in the center of that mix, of that rope, that cord you're building in your relationship with your wife, with your couples. You guys, your goal is always going to be aiming towards God. I mean, you're always working together, but as long as God is the ultimate goal, you're always gonna be stronger. You're gonna be better in the faith. You're gonna work together better. That, you know, no matter what she does and what I do, if I got to work on cars and she's got to deal with the customers, or she likes flowers and I like tomatoes. You know what I mean? We're 2 different people or whatever. As long as God is our goal, we're still in this together. We're always, as long as God is our focus, and that's where we're headed as couples, then I think that's always going to help your relationship be better. That cord is going to be tougher to break if God is mixed in with it. Them 3 cords together.
When I was in college, I had this thought, kind of what you're saying is, you know, you're looking for somebody to spend the rest of your life with, and I remember having this thought of like, man, if I can't have a relationship with God who loves me when I'm like the worst human being possible, and I can't have a relationship with somebody that's willing to forgive me for anything that I've ever done, how on earth am I going to have a wife that I'm able to love? If I can't even love a God, that I have no excuse not to love. Mm-hmm. And I remember like really kind of dwelling on that thought a lot in college, and that like helped me to like kind of stop focusing in on like, hey, what girl do I want? You know, it was more like, no, who do I have to be? You know, I have to be a follower of God, and then he is going to bless me from wherever, and he's blessed us, you know, with more than we can imagine. And we have the same goals, you know. You know, you get out there, we have church at home. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that would be possible if we didn't have our wives. Mm. Like, I know it wouldn't be as good, you know what I'm saying? It would just be a dirty fart patch, you know, of a gathering, you know.
It wouldn't be much, you know. It'd be rough.
Well, I think too there's a lot of examples in the Bible. I mean, if you get in the Bible and get reading, you can use yourself as an example, but match yourself up with examples in the Bible.
Yeah.
I mean,
that Abel story was pretty good.
Yeah, pick one.
Moses, who was Moses with? His wife. I mean, they had to be a very strong couple to look what they had to go against the world on what God told Moses. I mean, nobody else was going with Moses but Moses' wife, his kids.
Yeah.
You know, and look, he had to do what God said. So
and his wife was kind of there backing him up. I mean, you didn't hear too much from her.
Right, but it's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like she had to have been right there, like saying, "All right, man, if this is what you think God's telling us to do, let's go."
She didn't walk away from him.
Yeah,
she was right there, and the children. So I think if you get into that Bible and get reading these couples, he gives us, that's our compass.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
And so the Bible also says, man, if you find a wife, you find a great thing, and you actually you've gotten favor from the Lord in Proverbs chapter 18 verse 22. And so how would you get favor from the Lord? Well, it's because of your wife. You are allowing yourself to be humble to somebody that's completely different than you, and sees things completely different than you do, but you're able, because of God's wisdom, hopefully, to meet in the middle and become a powerful cord that cannot be broken. You know?
Final thoughts there, Kimmo.
Been awfully quiet, letting all the dogs out.
I'm trying to find that cord of 3 strands cannot be easily broken, and I can't find it.
Is it Isaiah, right?
No, I think it's in, I thought it was Ecclesiastes. This one's close. But that's all.
The quarter, what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So do you want to hear my Ronald Reagan story?
Sure.
Before we're done? Sure. You got something you want to finish up with, though?
No, I'm good. I think that covers it. So
I've been listening to some Ronald Reagan stuff on iPod stuff. I mean, for some reason, his stuff's been trending a lot lately. And I've got friends that love Ronald Reagan, and I got friends that absolutely could not stand Ronald Reagan because of the airline union or something. I don't know. He went into a deep discussion about that. But at any rate, Ronald had some pretty good jokes and different one-line. He was pretty quick-witted in different occasions. But one of the things I heard was he's telling a joke about a guy driving down the road 40 miles an hour, and he happened to look in the rearview mirror, and there's a chicken in the rearview mirror. So he speeds up a little bit, but he noticed the chicken's still in the rearview mirror, so he looks out the window, and pretty soon the chicken's passing him. And the chicken goes out around him, and out in front of him, he gets looking. That chicken's got 3 legs. And it's moving so fast, it's actually pulling away from him. So he starts speeding up a little bit. He wants to see where this chicken's going. So this 3-legged chicken makes a hard right and goes down this big long lane. And here it goes back to this big farm in the back. So he's going down this bumpy back road and heading down to this guy's farm. And that chicken's still out front pretty good ways. And the chicken goes right out around this farmer sitting outside. And right around him and up into the coop it goes. And the guy stops, and the farmer's there, and he says, "Sir, is that your chicken?" And he says, "Yes, it sure is." He says, "Does that chicken have 3 legs?" He said, "Yes, sir, it sure does." He says, it turns out, he says, that's how I raised, that's how I bred it. He says, My wife likes drumsticks. I like drumsticks. We had a son and he likes drumsticks. And to keep us all from fighting at the table, I bred these chickens to have 3 drumsticks. And the guy said, that's fascinating. I can't believe it. He says, how they taste? He says, I don't know. I ain't been able to catch one. You guys got to laugh a little better. That's it. Nothing. Wah, wah, wah. I thought it was funny when I heard it, though. That was a funny run on Reaganism.
Right.
But at any rate, I digress.
That was good. No, that's a good joke. But we just wanted to kind of get these 2 awesome ladies here with us.
Oh, I've heard we the view. I guess that's half our battle with our, if we had better looking scenery in our videos.
That is the most common complaint.
We baited them into this. They didn't know we was going to drag them into the middle of this, but it was well worth it.
Yeah, part of it was just
this is going to happen again.
Yeah, we were just trying to show them off.
Yeah, people don't believe I married Robin. Yeah. I married such a hot mama. They don't believe that, and it happens. Okay, even a blind squirrel can find a nut once in a while.
Right.
Called her a nut.
I called her a blind squirrel.
Did the old swapperoo on her there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to close in a prayer. We love you guys, and let's just keep things in perspective, With man and woman, it's the way God wanted it to be. And it's not easy, but anything worth having is not going to be easy. So that's why he's given us a great blessing with man and woman. So that was our message tonight. Look up the scriptures about how they should react to one another and how they should treat one another. And with that, we're going to say a prayer and close this out. You want me to knock this one out?
Sure.
Dear most gracious, loving Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the love that you've given us. We thank you for our beautiful wives that you've blessed us with, and just the path and the road that led us together. And we just thank you for the journey that we're on together, although we mess up often. And please, Lord, we need forgiveness for that. Please help us with that and help us to do better. And we thank you, though, for the opportunity to have a stake in this fight for you and for your kingdom. And thank you for giving us such wonderful teammates along the journey. We just ask that you please bless all those who are married, that you would bless their hearts and their minds, that they would grow closer in intimacy with you and with each other, and that you would strengthen your people and your culture, that the world might see the beauty and the truth behind it. We love you, Father, and we thank you for all that you do for us. We thank you for your beautiful Son, Jesus Christ, and it's through him that we pray, and amen.
Amen. Good night, guys.
Night. Have a good night.